Who was Karl Marx? Karl Marx was a German philosopher, economist, and a revolutionary thinker who lived in the 1800s. He didn't just sit in library writing books. He wanted to change the world, especially how poor and working class people lived. What was the core idea of Karl Marx? His core idea was class struggle. Karl Marx believed that history is a story of class struggle, a constant fight between the rich and the poor. In ancient times, it was the masters versus slaves. In medieval times, it was the lords versus the serfs. And in his time, which is industrial era, it was the capitalists versus the workers. He said that the rich, the capitalists or the bourgeois own the factories, machines, land and other resources. And the poor, who are the workers or the proletariat, have only one thing to sell, their labor. And this system is unfair, according to Marx. What is capitalism? According to Karl Marx, capitalism is a system where the boss gets richer while the worker gets exhausted. The value created by workers is taken away as profit by the capitalist. Workers are treated like machines, not human beings. He called this alienation. Imagine a worker making shoes all day in a factory. He can't even afford the shoes he made. Karl Marx found this deeply unjust, and that's the reason he critiqued the capitalist system of production. What did he want? He dreamed of a classless society, no rich, no poor, where everyone is same. He imagined a world where no one owns factories or land privately, where everything is shared by the people, where people work not just to survive but to express themselves, to be creative. This dream society or utopia is called communism. His most famous work was the Communist Manifesto with Friedrich Engels, a short and powerful book that said, "Workers of the world, unite. You have nothing to lose but your chains." Das Kapital, a deep and complicated book that explains how capitalism works and how it's bound to collapse one day. Karl Marx's vision of change was a communist revolution. He did not think that change would come politely. He said that the rich will not give up power willingly. So he predicted a workers' revolution. The working class would rise. They would overthrow the capitalist, using violence if necessary, and take control of everything and build a fairer system. Karl Marx's philosophy has been criticized over the decades and centuries. There have been communist revolutions in countries like USSR, China, and other countries. And in most cases, communism has not been a successful system of production. That's the reason his philosophy has been heavily criticized. Many people have agreed with his diagnosis of inequality, but they have disagreed with his solutions. The first reason is communist states didn't work as planned. Countries like the Soviet Union, China, Cuba tried to follow Marx's ideas, but they often turned into dictatorships with no freedom. The classless society became one with a powerful ruling class of party leaders. The another part is capitalism evolved, which Karl Marx could not foresee. He thought that capitalism would collapse due to its inherent contradictions, but capitalism adapted. Today's capitalism includes things like labor laws, welfare, and minimum wage, which Karl Marx couldn't foresee. The third thing or third criticism is that human motivation isn't just about money, it's about many other things. Karl Marx, as many people agree, was a great economist, but he was not a good psychologist. He didn't understand basic fundamental human nature. Marx focused too much on economics, but people care about their identity, their culture, their religion, their purpose, and not just their class. And the fourth criticism is the utopian vision of Marx, which never materialized. Communism, as some critics say, is too idealistic. Humans are not perfect, and power always finds a way to corrupt. But even today, people read Marx when they see big gaps between the rich and poor, workers being underpaid while companies make huge profits, or unfair housing, healthcare, or education system. He still speaks to the sense of injustice many feel in the modern world. Karl Marx believed that the world is unfairly divided between the rich and the poor, and only by working together and sharing resources equally can we create a just and human society. Even though his philosophy and his economic model have been a failure in most of the countries, but they definitely help capitalism to evolve and become more benevolent. That was the contribution of Marx to the world. Thank you so much for listening.